Hi everyone. Welcome if this is your first time here. Welcome back if this is a return trip for you. My name is April. This is the Frugal Planner channel, and I have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off this morning doing random tasks around the house. One of those was to find my garden planner because I knew it was outside. So I found it. This is the layout that we used this year for the garden. And it has the garden layout, the gate, and then where you walk in. Everything and everywhere I wanted it planted. So tomatoes here, onions here, peppers here, watermelon. So this took 2 pages of dot grid, and it was made by, I think, Pen and Gear. Let me move this one out of the way. We're not talking about that one today. It was the spiral notebook version of this. So what I'm thinking is actually making this into my garden planner. So it is 80 sheets. I will definitely be utilizing this. So what I have, so this was this year's layout. This is what we went by. I'm going to set that aside now since we've looked at it for quite some time. Maybe I'm going to set it aside. I'll set it behind me. This is the garden planner that I started because I fell absolutely head over heels in love with the Coffee Monsters Co. bean card. And so I glued that on the front, and I want to show you here, or let you listen. It's been outside, so it's super duper weathered and super duper crusty. So I don't know if that was my best option to leave it outside with all of my gardening stuff, but alas, that is what happened. So as we open this, ooh, crunchy. I have the first page is when I wanted to plant everything. So I've got January, February, March, April, May, all the way through to December. And then the key over here, the colors are sow indoors, harden, transplant, harvest, and then direct sow is the gray. So those are plants that I did not, I want to make sure that's in mostly, I did not pre-plant or sow all of these indoors. Next year I will. And next year I'll do it a lot earlier because I learned my lesson that tomatoes and peppers, my peppers and tomatoes didn't grow very fast. So I think that's one, because I don't have a hot house or a greenhouse. And 2, I just didn't plant them soon enough. So I think I'm going to change my gears for next year and actually sow them indoors in January, maybe even December, and start growing them then. So that's where I'm at on that. It's a good way to keep track. And then I know, like carrots, I tried to harvest way too soon last year. So I plan on doing 2 harvests, 2 plantings. One in May and then one in June, so that I have a few weeks in between. So you can kind of see that there as well. And then this was where I was going to put the garden layout, but you can see it was too small. And then all of my notes for the things that I'm planting, or I have planted. So cucumbers, days to harvest, 52 to 55, full sun. And then you put them in the ground after the chance of frost. Plant indoor mid-April, transplant mid-May, harvest June, July. So this was really nice to have. That way when I'm looking at my garden, I can take notes and say, you know what, my garden beans are a little bit behind. I'm probably not going to be harvesting them mid-May. I might be June or July. It might be closer to July, August. And then as I harvest, I can make additional notes. So in that instance, this is the perfect size for that. But drawing out my garden and being able to keep that drawing in there is just not feasible. It's too small. My garden's too big. Said no one ever. Actually, when Wes rototilled up the portion of the property for the garden, I was looking at it from above and quite far away, and I said, can you make it like bigger? And he said, well, how much bigger? I'm like, I don't know, half again. And he's like, sure. Well, turns out it's like 40 by 38, 40 feet by 38 feet. It's bigger than the footprint of our house. So yeah, there's that. And then when I did walk down, I'm like, oh, this is much larger than I thought. And he's like, yeah, I was wondering why you wanted it so big. I'm like, well, I don't think I was really thinking. He's like, well, things appear smaller when you're far away. I'm like, sure. So he totally had my back on it. But yeah, so then all it is what I planted, how long it's going to take for them to grow, and then how long before harvest. And my original plan was to keep all of my inventory for canning and freezer bags. I do the food sealer, so I was going to keep an inventory of how many jars I have, how many lids I have, how many rings I have, and then of course how many of those seal bags that I have, so that I can make sure that I'm ordering those throughout the year, because frugal me always wants to be ahead of the game. Real life April always orders things when she needs them, when they're at the highest price. So I'm trying to get better. Obviously, I haven't written my inventory, so that's another story. But that is my big, like, overall goal, is to know what I have on hand, how many jars I have, how many rings, how many lids, how many freezer bags, and then be able to purchase those throughout the year and have them on stock, or in stock, I guess. So that is the goal. This is the original, the OG 2024 garden planner. And this is going to be, well, 24, 25. And then this guy, I think I'm just going to move everything over, because I only have a year and a half right now. So I have 24 and 25-ish. I'm going to move everything over here so that I have it all in one. And these pages are large enough that I can actually draw all of my garden out and have it on one page. The only kicker with that is I'm not going to leave this one outside. I think I will bring this one inside, and then we'll use it from there. And then as we're planting things, I'll take it outside. But as you could see, my actual garden layout got pretty dirty. Like, there's actual garden dirt on it. So yeah, it's been through the ringer. Anywho, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see the process of me transferring these into this to create a new and improved garden planner. I think this notebook was $1.29 through Walmart, so still pretty affordable, really affordable. And yeah, so let me know down in the comments. I hope you have an amazing day, and yeah, I love you. I will talk to you soon. Bye.